Last card.
What up, guys? We are live. We have a good card this Saturday. We have Anderson Silva versus Uriah Hall. What's up, everybody? We'll do a little, recap of the last card. I see some jobbers in the chat, aka the guys that get smoked this week in fantasy. Clint the Jobber, diehard MMA. Kellen, what up, dude?
What's up, dude? I'm pumped. We're coming off that, insane pay-per-view. Some great fights. We got some Halloween action tomorrow, man. It's gonna be awesome. Anderson Silva in the fucking main event against Uriah Hall. Like, what a great fight, man. I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, man. We got to talk about last card. I'm wearing a Khabib shirt right now. I got to admit, I've never been the biggest fan of him, but I got to admit, he's probably the GOAT. I faded him, I think, 4 times. I really thought Justin was going to get it done. Yeah, it was a bad bet. If he comes back, I'm never going to bet against him again. But, Khabib is definitely the GOAT, man. It's John Jones said that, I don't know, man. I like John Jones a lot, so I'm not really sure. If there's a debate there, like between who's the GOAT. They're both really fucking legit champions, but I do think that Khabib should probably be the GOAT #1, Jones #2, but I think it's close. Next fight, Whitaker versus Cannonier. Wow. I didn't really think that Whitaker would have a big speed advantage, and he did. Whitaker looked really good. I saw something on the post fight that he said he's like nervous to fight Izzy. The fuck? Like what? Like Izzy must have took all of his confidence away, man. Because if they fight again, that's legit easy money on Izzy. Next fight, I want to see Whitaker versus Bora. That'd be a good fight. Next fight, Volkov versus Wall Harris. Dude, I'm kind of pissed off myself that I didn't bet Volkov because #1, I don't really bet favorites that much, and I do once in a while. There's a favorite next week that we'll be playing, but wow. He dominated. And I even said, dude, on the podcast, I was pretty confident in him. So I'm pretty pissed I didn't pull the trigger. Volkov's a good fighter, man. He really is. He's well-rounded and he's tough. He has good striking, he has good ground game. He's a contender, man. He really is. Next fight, Phil Hawes versus Malkoon. Yeah, we all said the Hawes is a fade, but I gotta admit, dude, he's improved, man, and he's a specimen. He's huge, dude, for the division, and he's a finisher. All of his wins are first round finish. I'm really curious to see who they give him next. I feel like they're gonna build him up. I think they're gonna give him jobbers and stuff. Give him Pat Barryu, give him guys that are really bottom of the division 185, and see where he goes because I still think he's a fade in the future, but. We were both right. This is the fight that we couldn't fade him. Malkoon proved that he's not UFC material. More Murphy versus Shakarova. Yeah, congrats on that play. That was, pretty dominant for Murphy. Murphy's in the best shape of her career, in the best form of her career. She's good, and, she dominated that fight. Ankalaev versus Kudelaba. Yeah, there's no debate now, dude, that Ankalaev is the better fighter. Damn, dude. Kudelaba fucking died out there. Ankalaev is a good fighter. I don't know where he's going to go in the division. I don't know if he can beat guys like Jimmy Crute. I feel like that would be a really fucking good fight. But if I have to pick top of my head, I would go with Crute as of right now. But he's definitely a top 10 guy. I really want to see how he goes, but that Paul Craig loss is in the back of my head. But then again, as much as we like to talk shit about Paul Craig, the guy is improved 100%. And I'm really intrigued with this next fight with Shogun in that rematch. But even though he's like minus 190, that's a little off. Next fight, Tuivasa versus Struve. And that's another play right there. I'm pissed I didn't bet Tuivasa. I picked him. Oh my god, dude! I feel like you got to face Struve every fight. But then again, he's probably never going to fight again. Kenny versus Nathaniel Wood. It was a close fight. I don't agree with 30-27. I definitely think that Kenny won 29-28, but it was close and. I lost on Nathaniel Wood, but dude, Wood looked really good in that fight too. It's just Kenny was one step ahead, and Wood outstruck him. And I see people saying Wood won the fight. I bet on Nathaniel Wood. I think Kenny won 29-28, but it was a really close fight. Wood had his moments. Kenny had his moments. It's just Kenny beat him, man. I feel like Kenny landed the harder shots, and that's what won him the fight. And Kenny's striking's really fucking improved, drastically, man. The last couple of fights, his striking's hit I feel like a different level. So, Kenny's one guy to watch, but Nathaniel Wood's another guy to watch in the division, man. I feel like Wood could still be a top 15 dude. It's just Kenny's the better guy. Shaq Cat versus Alvarez. That's another one I'm pretty mad. I had Shaq Cat, and then I changed my pick. I mean, that was easy money. Jung versus Alvi. Wow. I mean, like, what do you want to say, dude? Like, dude, Jung just did not show up, bro. Like, he really didn't. Alvi deserved, I guess, that he's still UFC material. I mean, I guess he deserves one more fight. Um, Man, dude, Alvi, his last 2 fights, he's looked a lot better than he has in the past. I mean, his chin's definitely held up. He's some really big shots here. And I don't know what's up with Jug, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like it's hard to bet these guys when they fight out of the country, man. I mean, when these guys fight, fuck, man. When they fight in the U.S., man, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just the fight. I don't know, but I feel like I just can never bet them. Maverick versus Jojo. Wow. I mean, what do you want to say? I like Maverick, bro. Like, I know I was kind of saying I really want to see what she does, in this fight, but one thing about Maverick, bro, she's huge, dude. Like, I didn't realize how big she was for 25. I think that she could go far in this division, man. She's pretty talented. And then the next fight, Alvarez versus Jacqueline. I mean, yeah, that should have been a bet, bro. I mean, Alvarez has improved. Like, a lot of people are saying he's going to be, like, a top dude. I don't agree with that. I think that I'm going to fade the guy pretty soon when he fights a good fighter. Like, I'll tell you this right now. If Joe Alvarez fights a guy like Jalen Turner, I know that Jalen Turner's ground game is definitely a suspect and his chin, but, dude, oh, my God, bro. Jalen Turner would fucking kill this dude. Joe Alvarez, man, he's definitely a slouch. I got to give him that. I'm not going to say he's a jobber like I used to, but come on, dude. I mean, he's fighting a guy like Jacqueline, bro. Like, give him a step up. Like, Joe Alvarez needs to fight someone, pretty decent. So, what about you, man? Do your recap.
Yeah, man. I mean, this card was just amazing from top to bottom. Obviously, you got the GOAT, Khabib. He did his thing. He looked excellent on the feet against Justin Gaethje. I was talking to Justin before we started, and yeah, Khabib's striking is clearly not the most technical. But just his presence, the fear from the opponents about the takedowns, it's just able to allow him to completely let loose. And I mean, the guy has power on the feet. Clearly, all these guys lately have been respecting the power of Khabib, and like he just completely shut Justin Gaethje down on the feet. And then second round, all over, man. I mean, complete domination. I'm hearing some rumblings that maybe he might come back for one more, but we'll see. If it happens to be his very last fight, then I mean, amazing career. I think he definitely deserves that number one pound for pound ranking he just got. I don't think you can quite consider him one of the greatest of all time, though. I definitely think he's the greatest lightweight of all time. But, like, I mean, man, you look at the resumes of George St. Pierre with, 2 titles in different weight classes, something like 10 or 11 title defenses. Even Anderson Silva, who's fighting tomorrow night, had, 11 or 12 title defenses. And, yeah, Khabib did some pretty amazing things. Greatest lightweight of all time. Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But, I wouldn't put him up there with the Anderson Silva, GSP, and John Jones of the world. Even Demetrius Johnson. I know Demetrius Johnson beat a lot of bums, but hey, man, he's got that record for most consecutive title defenses. But all the props in the world to Khabib. Glad I passed on Justin because I considered it pretty hard early in the week, but like you just can't fake Khabib. Next fight. Man, I'm pretty happy. I bounced back. I had a winning night this card, but this unfortunately was my only loser of the night. I had Jared Cannonier, and yeah, he just fell flat. Whitaker looked amazing. He wasn't ready. I know I believe he hurt his arm in the first round. Might have even broken his arm in the first round, and that definitely took some. It affected him for sure. And then, shit. I mean, he still showed some heart, dude. Like that last 30 seconds, like he had Whitaker hurt bad, and Whitaker just did a good job of surviving, good fight IQ. He deserved to win that fight. I mean, great fucking performance, man. But, like, it just kind of sucks that it played out that way for the division just because, like, we know how Izzy Whitaker, too, is going to go down if it happens. Like, Cannonier, if he would have came out here and won, that would be a real nice, fresh matchup with Izzy. But now we don't really have a clear contender for Izzy, and I see that there's might be some rumblings that Izzy might be moving up to 205 to try to become a 2 division champ against Jan Blachowicz. And let me just say this, man. Jan Blachowicz is about, I could give no exact number, but Jan Blachowicz, I'll say this, he's much bigger than Israel Adesanya, and I just can't see how that would go well for Israel Adesanya. I think he just needs to stay at 185 and just keep beating whoever they put in front of you, man. Just keep taking these, I'm not going to say easy paychecks. So he's certainly not taking easy fights. And I'm kind of going off on a ramble here about Israel Adesanya, but I don't know. I don't want to see him fight Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan wins that. Next fight, I'm on the opposite of Justin. Justin wanted to bet Volkov but passed. I wanted to bet Walt Harris but passed. Glad I passed because, man, he just didn't really show up. Volkov was just miles ahead. He looked excellent. And what really swayed me into the Walt side, I wouldn't even say swayed me into the Walt side. I still picked Volkov at the end of the day, but I became less confident in him when he showed up at the weigh-ins at 265 pounds. Let's be honest, he looked a little fat, and he still looked amazing, but he just didn't look good. Walt Harris looked the best he ever did, and didn't show up in the cage that way. So yeah, I don't know. How much can you really look into weigh-ins at that point? It's just crazy. One guy shows up best shape of his life. One guy shows up arguably worst shape of his life. And the guy that showed up in the worst shape won. It's I don't know, man. You can't trust that shit, especially at heavyweight. It's just so many factors. Volkov was just clearly the better fighter. And if you bet Volkov, good job on you because he was the much better fighter. Phil Haas completely smoked Malkoun. Malkoun just clearly wasn't ready. And yeah, I guess he's made some improvements, but we still have these questions. How is he going to look when he's pushed hard in the second and third round? He clearly needs to step up because if you keep giving him guys at this level, he's just going to keep crushing them. So let's give Phil Haas a big fight next. Lauren Murphy, yeah, I cashed on her. This was a nice play, man. I was really surprised to see her only sitting at minus 220. I just couldn't believe it. Girl is on the streak of her life, number 4 or 5 ranked fighter in the world, and she's fighting this random girl that's been fighting nothing but 1-1 and 4-4, just really low level bums on the Asia scene. And she was small too, man. I don't know. But yeah, Murphy showed up, did the damn thing for me. Happy about that. And she called for a title shot. I don't know about all that, but give her a big fight next for sure. I don't know. I think Jennifer Maya is fighting Shevchenko next. I think they may as well just rebook Lauren Murphy versus Calvillo, I guess. I guess that would make the most sense. Ankalaev, Kutalaba. Yeah, Justin said it. There's no more questions anymore. Ankalaev is way better than this guy. Dude, Ankalaev is a savage. I don't know if there's really anybody that I'm going to pick against Ankalaev other than, the elite of the division, fucking Jan and Jiri and shit. But yeah, Ankalaev's a top 5 guy in my opinion. Can't wait to see him go forward. Tai Tuivasa, he came big for me, man, because I had 60% of him on DraftKings, and first round finish, it was real nice. Struve just looked like the same shitty Struve we've been seeing the last couple of years. And Tai Tuivasa actually looked like an improved version of himself, man. I think maybe that work at AKA paid dividends for sure. But yeah, I don't know if he's ready for top 15. Maybe give him a couple more jobbers like Struve first before you try to push him again. And keep him away from grapplers for sure because we don't want another Spivak incident. Casey Kenny, Nathaniel Wood. I had Kenny here. I thought he clearly won 29-28. Great fight, though. It's funny. It actually ended up for DraftKings on this card. The optimal lineup ended up being a stack of Casey Kenny and Nathaniel Wood without any part of the main event in that lineup. And not a single person in the entire world had that lineup. It's crazy how it ended up that way. But, yeah, props to Nathaniel Wood for, his stock raised and lost. So, it was a great fight. Kenny, I don't know if he's top 15 material at bantamweight. I don't know. He might be a little small, but we'll see. He's certainly talented and tough as shit. Shavkat Rakhmonov, dude, as soon as Oliveira landed a really big punch, I'm oh yeah, shit, maybe this guy's not on his level. And then he just turned it up a notch and was kind of teeing off on Oliveira and made Oliveira shoot and got the guillotine. It was a really fucking nice performance, man. Can't wait to see what's next for him. Daun Jung and Sam Alvey, fuck, dude. Like, I had Daun Jung parlayed with Lauren Murphy. Luckily, it was a draw, not a loss, and I definitely don't think it should have been a loss. Like, obviously, I'm completely disgusted with the performance from Daun Jung. The fact that I bet him at like minus 350, I think I got on him here. Obviously, didn't look like a minus 350. Yeah, he just didn't really turn it up till late in the fight. And even when he was turning it up and hurting Sam Alley, he's going for takedowns after he's hurting him. It's just really bad. Fucking ridiculous, man. I couldn't believe it. I mean, he's a young guy fighting outside of his continent, I believe, for the first time ever. I mean, I guess I'll give him a pass, but, like, you won't see me betting him at that line ever again. That's for sure. Miranda Maverick and Jojo. I'll say this, Jojo's striking looked a lot better, but, like, she still just wasn't on Miranda Maverick's level. So props to Miranda Maverick. Let's see how she can do against a good fighter. And then Joel Alvarez and Yakovlev. Almost bet Joel Alvarez. I guess I should have, because, yeah, easy sub. His jiu-jitsu's sick for sure. His striking's getting better too. I like Joel Alvarez. The only problem with Joel Alvarez, I don't think he's going to be able to make 155 forever. Like, he's literally the biggest guy at that weight class, I'd say. Now that James Vick is out of 155, it's probably Joel Alvarez is the biggest 155er in the UFC. And, yeah, man, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to make that. And at welterweight, we'll see. We'll see if the jiu-jitsu can translate, the improvements can translate. Yeah, Yakovlev's a bum. They should cut him. But yeah, that was a good card, man.
Yeah, what's up, everyone in the chat? What's up again, Clint? What's up, Jack? What's up, Touch, Spot on Picks? What's up, Just My 2 cents? I believe the weigh-in's going on right now, so we're not going to be able to see them until after the card. But, after we break this down. But let's get right to it, man. First fight of the night, we got Miles Johns versus Kevin Natividad, and this is my first play of the night, dude. I got Natividad, man, at plus 145. I got 3 units. Miles Johns, man, the kid has good grappling. He trains out of Forest MMA. But even his fight of Contenders series, man, like you can tell he was slowing down against Santiago when he fought Cole Smith. That was a split. I mean, that could have gone either way, dude. Cole Smith, I think, could have won that fight. His striking, man, like he's athletic. He throws big bombs. He has a good right hand. He hurt Batista in the first round, but he just has gas tank, man. He slows down. He didn't even shoot for 1 takedown last fight. And I actually think that Natividad could actually take him down, too, to be honest. Natividad's a good grappler. He's a good brown belt. But I think on the feet, I got to go with Natividad, man. I think he's the bigger dude. I think that he has a good right hand. The way he sets up his double jab to a straight right is really impressive. The only thing with Natividad is that Miles Johns is probably the better competition. But I still think that Natividad is, the better fighter. I think that he has better striking. He has a good jab. He's a brawler. He trains at Arizona Combat, so not really the best camp, but he's huge for the division, and he's the better striker than Johns, man. It's all about can Johns take him down and hold him down. I think Johns could take him down, but I think he's going to have a tough time. He's in a gas, and I think that Natividad actually could surprise some people and could even take Miles Johns down. So cardio advantage is big here for Natividad. He's the better striker, like I mentioned. I think he's going to piece up Miles Johns, and I don't think Miles Johns, man, is what people think he is. A lot of people think he's a great prospect and all that stuff, and, he lost Batista, he'll be back. I don't think so, man. I got to go with the bigger guy, the better striker. I got Natividad. I think he's going to go out there, jab him up, and like I mentioned, the way he sets up that double jab with the straight right is, if you watch his last fight against Estrada, dude, I mean, he did that the whole fight, and he really fucking hurt Estrada. Another thing about Natividad, I'll say, he's a little slow starter, so I definitely think that Miles Johns could go out there and maybe win the first round. But if you watch Miles Johns fights, he gasses really bad, dude. So I'm going to go with Natividad here, and I'm going to go with the KO. I think Natividad's going to finish him, man, late in the second round. What about you?
Yeah, I don't hate that play, man, especially when you get plus 145. That's not bad. Just thing for me here, first thing I looked at, I mean, it's so important, man. We were just talking about it with Lauren Murphy versus that girl she fought this past week. Level of competition, bro. Like, you look at Natividad, and he's fighting, 8-7, 0-1, 2-1, 7-7, and then 10-5, and even then the 10-5 guy, Kyle Estrada, he's not the greatest fighter in the world. And you look on the other side, Miles Johns, like, he has fought in 25-minute LFA championship fights against Adrian Yanez, who's actually on this card. Got a split decision win over him. It was a close fight, good fight. So he's got that experience. He's got the 15-minute contender series experience. He's got the 15-minute fight against Cole Smith, where I thought he won that fight. It was close though, and it was much closer than he should have made it because he is the much better fighter than Cole Smith. That like clear as day. It was a weird matchup because I mean Cole Smith is like he's giant for the weight class, and he was just giving Miles Johns problems towards the end for sure. Justin's right. Miles Johns, he doesn't have the best cardio. He does slow down. Then the most recent fight, man, the Mario Batista fight. Wasn't the best look in the world for sure. Like I know he, obviously again he started off strong and then he got knocked out, took a bad knockout loss. But like speaking of bad knockout losses, Kevin Natividad, he got knocked out by a complete bomb, like 3-2 bomb in 9 seconds, KO'd bad. And this was only 3 years ago, man. I mean, Miles John, he's not a power striker by any means, so I'm not going to predict a KO for him by any means here. But I like Natividad. I do like the skills he's shown, and I do think he has a future in the UFC. I just think he's going to lose 2 rounds via wrestling here by decision. So I'll go with Miles Johns by decision, but I think when Natividad gets a step down in his next fight, I think he could win a couple fights. So I wish you luck.
Thanks, man. Next fight, man. We got this is a fire fight. This is the best fight I've ever seen in my life, man. We got Courtney Casey versus Priscilla Cachowara. Kelton, who we got?
Oh man, yeah, this is an interesting fight, man. Obviously, like what stands out to me right away, Courtney Casey, we know like her takedown defense is probably like the worst in the UFC, male or female. But she's fighting a girl here in Priscilla Cachowara who hasn't shot a single takedown in the UFC. Priscilla Cachowara, she comes out to bang, man. And Courtney Casey kind of, she strives in those fights, honestly. Like, she's a good brawler. And I actually think this fight has potential to be, obviously we can sit here and talk about how low level and shitty this fight is all day, but I actually think it has potential to be like a really good stand-up war where we see a lot of volume on the feet. So maybe it could be a potential DraftKings sleeper. Like even Priscilla Cachowara in a loss, like I don't know what she is in DraftKings, like 7,000 or something, but like, bro, if they stand and just, block punches with their faces for 15 minutes, Priscilla Cachowara can put up like 60 points in a loss, like she may be like a good DraftKings play. Problem is, I don't know if it's going to go down like that, and I certainly have to favor Courtney Casey here. I just think she's overall better and probably better everywhere. And if this fight happens to hit the mat, she has the way better jiu-jitsu. So I certainly understand why Courtney Casey's in the minus 200s from a skill standpoint. But with all, in my opinion, all the great options for parlay legs on this card, I think I'd rate Courtney Casey at the bottom of the list just because, we're talking about a low-level women's fight with a girl with, let's be honest, Casey has terrible fucking fight IQ. She's 9-8. At least Priscilla Cachowara, she's tough as hell. She pushes hard. Like, if she's less tired in the later rounds, like, don't be surprised if she's the one throwing more volume, landing the bigger shots, and she steals 2 and 3. So, yeah, I'll go with Courtney Casey, but man, out of all these options, do not parlay Courtney Casey at minus 260.
At the current line, man, I feel like this is dog or pass, but I could not bet Cachawara here, man. This is a good matchup for Courtney Casey, but like I said, dude, I would not surprise me if Casey lost, dude. She's inconsistent. We shouldn't have bet her last fight versus Roberson. It was a bad bet. Courtney Casey has no ground game. I think she's a brown belt, but her just fucking takedown defense is, the worst.
Her takedown defense and her bottom game's good. Like, she has triangles and shit, but when she can't get the triangles, she just can't get up.
Yeah, so would it surprise me if Cachawara's been working on her grappling? No, it wouldn't. She trains with Andrade. I would not be surprised at all if Cachawara took her down, but I just don't know if that's going to happen. We haven't seen it on the tape. Casey's the better striker. She has a good chin. She's tough. I got Casey. I'll go with submission win, but I'm not confident, dude, at all. Next fight, we got Dustin Jacoby versus Justin Ledet, and we have a play. So who you got?
Yeah, man, I do have a play. Speaking of parlay options, I believe this is one of the best ones on the card here with Dustin Jacoby. I like Dustin and Jacoby a lot, man. I was super excited. You were too when he got announced for Contender Series. Like, holy shit, Dustin Jacoby. I mean, if you don't know, Dustin Jacoby, who's in the UFC, like, I mean, shit, dude, it's almost been like a decade at this point. I want to say he made his UFC debut, yeah, 2011. Been a long time. He took some losses, then he got back on the winning track on the regional scene, and then he went into the kickboxing world where he fought in Glory against. I mean, he's fighting guys. I mean, he fought Alex Pahea, the guy who knocked out Israel Adesanya. Like, he was fighting at that level. He was winning some too. Like, I mean, he wasn't just getting blown out of the water. He got some good wins too. He beat Carl Roberson, who's in the UFC. He beat Wayne Barrett, who's a good kickboxer. Had two good fights against Simon Marcus, great kickboxer. I know this is a completely different sport, but like, I'm just saying, the guy's certainly been kept busy in the combat sports scene. His striking is really good. He came back to MMA in 2019 with a decision win against former UFC fighter Cody East. And then he got the Contender Series shot against Ty Flores. And so let's talk about this Ty Flores fight. A lot of people are talking about that third round, but like, the problem is Dustin Jacoby, let's be honest, he got extremely tired from beating the absolute shit out of Ty Flores for 10 straight minutes. And Ty Flores, he's tough as shit. He didn't go down. Jacoby was tired, and that round was kind of a shit show. Problem is, I don't think Justin Ledet is quite as durable and tough as Ty Flores. I don't think we're going to get to that point, man. I think Dustin Jacoby is going to come out here and knock out Justin Ledet early. Ledet, I mean, man, I don't want to call the guy a joke, but it's certainly not looking good these days. You know, the chin, he took a lot of damage against Rakic, the Johnny Walker fight. He just doesn't seem motivated. He's inactive these days. I mean, even though Dustin Jacoby is no spring chicken, I would say he's honestly like on his way up, whereas Justin Ledet is skyrocketing down. I honestly think this will be his last UFC fight. Not sure really what he can do here. Like, I mean, he has a good jab. Like, we all know that. The guy, he can box, but Dustin Jacoby has him outgunned 100% here. I think Justin Ledet needs to wrestle. We've seen him wrestle in the past. He took down Mark Godbeer, submitted him. But the thing is, I like what I've seen from Dustin Jacoby's takedown defense, and I think he'll be able to stuff any kind of wrestling and knock this guy out or win a decision. So, yeah, got him in a 4-unit parlay with someone later in the card.
Yeah, man. I mean, I used to be high on Ledet. I still think, what is he? I think he's 3-3 in UFC, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know, man. Ever since he popped, man, he's definitely been looking different. Especially his first fight back against Zoo, he didn't look that good. Even though he won, and he clearly won, he just did not look that good. And against Ratchich, he got dominated. But one thing about Ledet, and I know you said that he's taking a lot of damage, he is tough, dude. Like, he does have a good chin, so I would be surprised if Jacoby went out there and finished him. I do think that Jacoby's going to win. I mean, he has more weapons on the feet. He's a better striker. Ledet really pissed me off last fight because if you guys watched the fight versus Kamer, he could have won that fight. He just did not throw enough. He landed the harder shots, and he was hurting Kamer. He just looked like he didn't want to be in there, man. Like, I don't know what it was with Ledet. He could have won that fight 100%. He just did not throw enough. And I don't know. Like, Ledet's known for his volume and just did not – it looked like he didn't want to fight. Like, I don't know what's up. Like, he's a flat earther. That's fucking weird. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like he's gonna have to, like, the thing that sucks about him is you can't really see what's going on with him because he doesn't have social media. I want to know what kind of shape he's in. I want to know where he's trained at. We don't know. We do know he has a good ground game. Like, he does. I believe he's a brown belt. I feel like he has to go out there and shoot. Like you said, like, if he can go out there and shoot on Jacoby, because we've seen Jacoby, that's his weakness, the ground game, then he can win. We just don't know if he can do that. He hasn't really been shooting. I don't think he's been shooting for a takedown in a while. So if Ledet comes out here and it's the old Ledet, like, he could be a competitive fight, but I just don't know if he's motivated. I do think that he's taking a lot of damage, but I think he's tough. I really do. I mean, the only person to knock him out was Walker. He showed a lot of heart against Ratchich. And let's be honest, the Ratchich fight, yes, Ratchich dominated him on the feet and on the mat, but if you watch that fight, like, late in the fight, Ledet was looking pretty good on the feet, and then he just got taken down easily. So, I mean, Ledet still, I feel like, has a puncher's chance here, and I feel like he could take him down, man. It's going to get interesting. I would not write off Ledet at these odds, but I'm going to go Jacoby. I think he's going to win a pretty quick cut decision. But yeah, I don't think like this is like I mean I wish you luck. I hope you win your bet, but I just personally I would stay away from this one. But I do think Jacoby should get the dubs. So next fight we got Cole Williams versus Jason Witt. This is a very interesting fight, man. I mean, this is jobber number one, like I told you, versus jobber number two. I mean, there could be 100 different outcomes in this fight. You got a good play. You'll be talking about that pretty soon in this fight. But yeah, man, I got to go with Cole Williams here, dude. If you watch the tape, I think that he's the better striker. He's aggressive. He's going to go right after the gate. He looked pretty decent on the feet, man, versus Hannibal, man. But I mean, Hannibal just got him down. I fucking hate Hannibal, man. He's dead in me after that fucking stun he pulled against Kraus. But anyways, back in this matchup. Cole Williams has been around for a long time. I mean, he did good on the Fight Masters. And you guys watched the Fight Masters of the Bellator. I think he lost in the finals against Joe Riggs. And that was the season that, O'Malley's main trainee, or O'Malley's head coach, Tim Welch, he was on there. He did pretty good, too. It was a pretty fun season, man. But back on this fight, Cole Williams really hasn't fought the best competition. They both haven't really. I mean, this is a definitely striker versus grappler. Witt could definitely go out there and take him down and win. But the reason why I'm going with Cole Williams is Jason Witt has no chin. I mean, this guy is one of the chinniest guys ever. When we talk about this, dude, I mean, no chin. He has no heart. Like, the guy he gets hit once, it's over, dude. So, I mean, Jason Witt versus Anthony Ivy? Oh, my God, that'd be the chinniest fight of all time. But that's why I got to go with Cole Smith. Like, the guy has striking. I know Cole Smith has a dad bod and all that stuff, but you watch the tape on him, man. He's a KO artist, and he's aggressive, and he has a good right hand. So, he could definitely slow down, though. That's the thing, Cole Williams. He has no cardio. So I feel like this is first round KO or bust for Cole. But I just don't trust that chin. I don't, man. And Jason Witt could definitely get the dub. But this is a fight for DraftKings is interesting, too. But I got to go with Cole Williams, man. I need to go out there, get that first round KO. I thought about playing it. I can't do it. Who you got?
Yeah, man. I mean, I really don't know who the fuck I got. I mean, it's such a tough fight to call. I feel like Jason Witt is the better fighter here. He's more well-conditioned. He has more ways to win. Yeah, I mean, I do think he's just a better fighter. And, like, if it wasn't for one thing, I would probably actually even bet Jason Witt here. But that one thing is a big deal. And you mentioned it. Jason Witt is literally one of the most chinniest fighters I've ever seen in my entire life. I shit you not, I've seen this guy get dropped at least 10 to 15 times. He's been knocked out a lot. Not by even the best guys in the world either. And Cole Williams can crack, man. I mean, he's a good size for the division, too. He's dangerous in those early rounds. But yeah, Justin mentioned it. I have a bet on this fight. I have 2 units on doesn't go to decision at plus 150. You can even still get plus 135. I think there's value on that. I mean, shit, I might even add 1 or 2 more units on it just because I feel like, I mean, it's pretty clear cut. Not clear cut to who I think the winner will be, but clear cut on like the main two or three so outcomes here. I think we're either looking at a Cole Williams knockout because, I mean, if you watch tape on Jason Witt, I mean, that shouldn't surprise you in any way. And then Justin mentioned the cardio. I think if this fight gets extended, Cole Williams is going to be tired. Jason Witt, I think he has a huge wrestling and BJJ advantage. I would see Jason Witt taking him down, taking that back, and submitting him in the second or third round. So I see Cole Williams round 1 KO or Witt round 2 or round 3 sub as, easily the most likely outcome. So I like my bet. As far as an official pick, Justin picked Williams, so I guess I'll go with Witt. I'm going to say he gets that second round rear naked choke.
So 2 things. Williams just missed weight by 5.5 pounds, so that does not look good. That does not look good. I just saw him right now. His physique. I mean, his physique looked better for sure, but damn, you're missing weight by that much.
That might be good for him, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't think it was a catch weight fight, right? Because he weighed in at 75.5, so he definitely missed. Also, the Cachoriera fight is off, so we just broke that down for nothing.
Fun. All right.
So Cachawara versus Casey's off. Also, one more thing too. This is not UFC related, but I gotta say it. Stephon Gilmore, I think, is going to be out, dude. I mean, he didn't practice today, and that legit helps Josh Allen because Stephon Gilmore is probably the best quarterback in the league. And now he can't guard Diggs. So there you go.
Weren't they talking about trading him?
Who, Gilmore?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's missed practice today, man, and he's banged up, so I don't think he's playing.
Interesting.
So Next fight, dude. Sean Strickland versus Jack Marshman. Yeah, man, who got in this one? I'm really interested in this fight.
Yeah, man, I'm just so happy to see Sean Strickland back. Like I mean, 5 years ago, he was one of my favorite fighters in the UFC, man. I mean, you were looking at a guy with like he had what, like an 18-1 or 19-1 record at one point. Good size for the division. He's a great boxer. He's good BJJ too. Um, then he got into that really horrible accident, man, and I mean. Like, it was really bad. Like, if you look into it, I mean, he suffered some really bad injuries. It wasn't a good look, and it was one of those things where, I mean, people were asking if he was ever going to fight again, and here he is. He's back. Now the question is, will he look the same? And that's really what it comes down to here. If we see the Sean Strickland of a couple of years ago, I mean, dude, he's going to come out here and absolutely dominate Jack Marshman to a point. Like, he's better everywhere by miles. It's just that question, like, is he going to look the same? Because if he doesn't, I mean, Jack Marshman isn't some complete bum. I mean, he's an all right boxer. He's got good hands. He's got good power. Maybe he cracks Strickland. He's got good chokes too. I've seen him lock in some nice guillotines. It's just, yeah, it's all about how Sean Strickland looks here. I mean, it's a pass fight in my opinion. I mean, I don't think you can bet a guy coming off a horrible accident at -400, but he should win this fight.
Yeah, I'm really happy, man, that he's back. Dude, Strickland's definitely a guy that I like. I know you like too. Yeah, man, he's a good fighter, dude, and I feel like he should have been moving to middleweight a long time ago. He's used to fight at middleweight. He dropped, and dude, I was hearing about his weight cuts and stuff. Like, whoa, this guy walks around like at 220. Like, what the fuck? This guy should not be fighting at welterweight. I mean, to be honest, this guy should be fighting even at light heavyweight, man. I mean, I heard he was saying that this is a really tough weight cut for him too. Like, he's huge, bro. Like, Sean Strickland is a big dude. Obviously, he has probably one of the best jabs in the division. He's a good chin. The Zaleski fight I was really surprised with that fight that he got caught like that. Like, he's super tough, man. He just got caught by that kick, and I mean, he got knocked out, man. I mean, you know, everyone gets caught. He's known for a good chin. He's known for the good cardio. He's known for, you know, fighting long, great jab. He has a ground game. Yeah, you can take him down, but he's tough to take down. I feel like this is the vision for him. I think we can see Strickland, man, in that top 15. I really can. I think that he is a good fighter. He's a good prospect. He's won the wash. He's still young, dude. I mean, people forget about that, man. I mean, you know, I believe that he's been training at Syndicate in Vegas, also with Team Quest in SoCal with Sam Alvey and Dan Henderson and all them. Jack Marshman's just not UFC material. I mean, let's be honest, dude. John Phillips beat this guy. That was a robbery, and John Phillips is terrible. So, Marshman, I feel like he has a puncher's chance, but I just think he's not UFC material. I think he's washed up, and I think he's in a piece up here pretty bad, dude. So I got Sean Strickland by KO. Next fight, man, we got Adrian Yanez versus Victor Rodriguez. I'll let you go first again. Who you got in this one?
Yeah, man, this is an interesting one. I know earlier I was talking about Kevin Natividad's level of competition that he's been fighting. At least Kevin Natividad was fighting in the LFA scene, was fighting, you know, like live bodies. This dude, Victor Rodriguez, he's been fighting in the Alaska scene. He's been fighting some, you know, I mean, let me just tell you the records of the guy he's been fighting the last 5-6 years. 2-0, 8-5, 0-3, 1-1, 2-1, and 8-1 in his most recent fight. I'm like, all right, so I'm obviously going to check out this 8-1 fight. It looks like that's the only real guy this guy has actually fought. I don't know how the fuck this dude was 8-1. Dude was awful, like complete bum. Rodriguez was able to do his thing against him. Took some unnecessary shots for sure. But I mean, Jesus Christ, it's just hard to say. Like, I mean, this guy's only been fighting complete. Guys, like, I know I throw this term around a lot, but like, this guy was fighting complete trash cans. He's stepping up here against Adrian Yanez. You know, I was talking about him earlier. Fought that 25-minute LFA title fight with Miles Johns. I certainly think he's improved a lot since then. That was his last loss. Beat Kyle Estrada, was on the Contender Series, completely smoked Brady Huang. Yanez is getting better every fight, man. He's a young guy. He's only 26. I think now he's just starting to enter his prime. His boxing is serious. He has great hands. I think he's a good prospect for the division. And yeah, I didn't even mention it. This guy, this Victor Rodriguez, not only was he fighting these complete trash cans in Alaska, he actually even lost to two of them. He got finished by two of them. He got knocked out cold by a 2-0 guy, and then he gets submitted by an 8-5 guy. Granted, this was a long time ago, but still, man, I just don't think he's ready for this shit. Yanez is the better boxer. I haven't seen really anything of this guy's ground game, so like, I don't know. I don't think this fight will hit the mat. This guy seems like a striker too. But yeah, I mean, Yanez is minus 400 something for a reason. I got him a little better. I got him at minus 300. So yeah, I got him in the parlay with Dustin Jacoby. So 4 units on Dustin Jacoby with Adrian Yanez. I got that at minus 119.
Yeah, man, I got Yanez here too. I think he's a good prospect, good striker. You know, he fought. You know, I mean, he fights a lot like Masvidal. I think he's going to compare to that man on Contender Series and great boxing, dude. I mean, that Brady guy that he fought is no slouch, and he went out there and legit killed him, dude. And great boxing. I think that this is a really big step up, man, for his opponent. So I'll go with Yanez as well. Keep it short and sweet. Next fight, man, we got Alex Hernandez versus Chris Gritsmacker. I really want to watch like see how a lot of these guys look. I don't know anyone. I don't know. Let us know how below, man, how Ledet look, Gritz, all these guys. But Hernandez moving camps is definitely something he needed to do. I mean, now he's a Factory X, and I mean that's probably one of the best camps out there, and that camp is going to really, really improve your cardio. And let's be honest, his cardio is not good. That's definitely a really big flaw with Alex Hernandez. Is he has no cardio. He gasses really bad. He's athletic. He's definitely like the better fighter than Gritsmacker. He's definitely, I feel like he has the better wrestling than Gritsmacker. I think he's more athletic. He's faster. He's more well-rounded. It's just this matchup, man. This line is really off. It's just Gritz hasn't fought in 2 years. I really want to know what he did in those 2 years. I know he got hurt. I feel like he shouldn't have fought up 45. I feel like 55 is a good weight class for him. I feel like Gritz has a really big advantage here with the cardio, but striking wise too, I actually think that he is the better striker. I think it's close, but I think he throws way more volume, dude. I mean, he threw like 260 strikes against Lozon. What's concerning here is that he's a slow starter, and I think Hernandez has a big advantage in the first round here. If you watch Chris's last fight against Lozon teed off on him that first minute, dude, and I was like, holy shit, bro. Is Lozon going to finish him? Because I had a bet on Gritz, but after that first minute, dude, like, oh my God, dude. Like, he just, like, Lozon just blew his wad, and Gritz just put a pace on him and legit fucking broke him, dude. And that's how Gritz has to win this fight. He's going to have to just put a pace on Alex Hernandez and break him. And it could happen. Like, he's 100% live in this fight, and I'm still debating if I'm going to bet on Gritsmacker here. The only thing that I'm kind of, stalling is that the move to Factory X is a big benefit for a guy that's 26 years old. But if you watch all of his fights, man, I think that the fight against Benny was a fluke, man. He got the KO, and the OAM fight was a toss-up, dude. If OAM wasn't a French fucking fraud, he could have won that fight, man. He gassed bad in that fight. You watch his fight against Ronaldo, he did not win that fight, dude. That was a robbery. So he's 2-3 in UFC. He had some moments against Dober, and one thing that I liked that he was getting worked on the feet, and he took Dober down. I was like, holy shit, this guy's tough. He took some big shots, but he quit. He quit against Dober. He quit against Cerrone. He took a lot of damage against those guys, and the thing is, both those guys are a huge step up. This is a big step up for Gritz. I mean, this is definitely – Gritz is not fighting, Lozon anymore. I mean, the Davy Ramos fight, he showed some moments in there too, man, but, Ramos got him out of there. But then again, Ramos, I think, is a better fighter than Hernandez, man. And then the Skelly fight, we can kind of write that off. That was a 145. So there's a lot of red flags both ways. Like, this is a big step up for Gritz, and I just think Hernandez's cardio is not good, but the whole transition different camp is a big thing, man. So it's one of those fights I'm going back and forth. Gritz has way more heart than him as well. But I gotta go with Gritsmacker, man. I'm not impressed with Hernandez. I'm not. I think that he's a fraud. I think he gasses. I think he has to get that first round finish here, whether it's on the mat or the KO. But I just don't think his striking's that good, dude. Gritz throws way more volume, man. And if Gritz can make it out of the first round, he's gonna put a pace on Hernandez, and he's gonna break him, dude, bro. So I got Gritsmacker. I'm going to go with a third-round TKO, and I'm probably going to be playing him. I want to see how he looks in the scales. I just can't trust Hernandez to get the job done. I mean, you're giving me like plus 340, man, to take a shot on Gritz, who, let's be honest, he has really fucking good cardio. He has a good chin. He has a good pace, man. And this kid's no slouch. I would never call Gritsmacker a jobber, dude. I mean, this guy has improved a lot, man, since tough. And he's one of those guys. Just this is the matchup, man, for Hernandez that could really cause problems for him. So I got Chris the Gritsmacker by third round TKO.
Yeah, man. I mean, you pretty much said it all. Gritsmacher has certainly improved. Like, I know I thought he was a complete joke on the Ultimate Fighter when he got, knocked out by fucking Artem Lobov, and then coming into the UFC, got subbed by Chaz Skelly, which I guess not much shame in that. Then against Davi Ramos, 155, he looked a little better still. He wasn't ready for Davi Ramos. And then the Joe Lozon fight, yeah, he beat the shit out of Joe Lozon, but we all know Joe Lozon doesn't have much left after the first round. I certainly think that Joe Lozon fight made Gritsmacher look a lot better than he actually is. I think this is a good bounce back fight for Alexander Hernandez, man. I mean, this is his, I don't want to say easiest, but this is his most favorable fight the UFC has given him so far. It's crazy, man. I mean, he comes in, fights Beneil Dariush in his debut, and he knocks him out first minute. I mean, if you knock out Beneil Dariush in the first minute, I mean, you can't really go backwards. So, I mean, definitely fought some tough guys, Cerrone, Trinaldo, Dober. He got the W against Trinaldo, but, I mean, most of us know he didn't win that shit. He lost against Trinaldo. But I will say this is no longer Cerrone, Trinaldo, or Drew Dober. Chris Gritsmacher is, he's not the most athletic guy in the world for sure. He doesn't have the best striking in the world. He's got all right wrestling. He's definitely got good cardio. I mean, he's got two big advantages here, and that's cardio and toughness. That's for sure. It's just I'm not completely convinced it'll get to that point. I think this might be a spot where Alexander Hernandez can, do his thing and kind of front run here. I'm even going to pick him to win this fight by first round knockout. But, I mean, Justin mentioned it. He made the camp switch. Looks like he's taking things much more seriously. And if this fight happens to hit the second and third round, I won't completely write off Hernandez. I think he could win a decision here. I mean, this is just, yeah, I'm just not high on Gritz. Looking a lot better than he did the Ultimate Fighter, but I just don't think he's the better fighter here, and I think he's either going to get knocked out or outstruck. So I'll go with Hernandez. Don't turtle like Hernandez, minus 450 for God's sakes.
Yeah, I know he got the KO against Benny, but I don't think he can knock him out. I think he needs to go out there and take him down and get him out of there, man. It's going to be tough, man. I feel like, Davi Ramos had a tough time with it, man. He did it and Ramos is better cardio. I know Ramos gasses out too, but Ramos is way better cardio than Hernandez, dude. So I do think Hernandez is going to have to get it done early, because if he doesn't, man, that pace, the pressure, one more thing I didn't mention, the pressure that Gritz does, and all, but dude, Gritz is insane pressure, man. And that pressure that he's going to be, going out there, man, and he's going to be in Hernandez's face, man, smothering him. That's good, man, for this matchup. So, I mean, if you watch that fight with Lozon, dude, he would not give Lozon any space, dude. And that's Gritsmacher, man. He does that, dude. So, I'm really curious. I really want to see the weigh-ins. I can't wait to watch those face-offs after we get out of here. So, first fight of the main card, man. This is a squash match, man. We got Bobby Greene versus Thiago Moises. I see some people picking Moises. I got Bobby Greene. He's probably one of my most confident picks. This is an easy fight for Bobby Greene, man. Let's be honest, man. This is the best Bobby Greene we've seen, dude. I mean, this Bobby Greene right now, dude, could compete with top 15 dudes. I really do, man. I mean, this guy could be a top 10 guy, man. I mean, I'm really impressed with what I've been seeing from him. We've seen it all along, man. I mean, who's his losses, man, at 55? I mean, his last loss was what, against Dustin Poirier, dude? Like, come on, dude. Poirier's to be the champ, bro, pretty soon. I love Bobby Greene. I think Thiago Moises is a specialist. I think all he has is a ground game. I think that this is a complete mismatch on the feet. And I actually think Bobby Greene has a ground game too. I mean, he has wrestling. He has a good takedown defense. I think that Moises could, maybe take him down, but I could see Greene reversing him. I think Greene can actually take Moises down. I think this is a complete squash. I think Bobby Greene's going to go out there and put a beating on Moises, man. And I know Moises is tough. He has a good chin. I got Bobby Greene finishing him, man, in the first round. Bobby Greene, first round KO. And I think he's going to make a statement. I think he's going to go out there and call up Beneil. We need to see that fight. They have bad blood. Please give me that fight. That's a great fight. And I'm going to say it live on here right now because I love Beneil Dariush. Bobby Greene knocks out Beneil in the first round. There you go. I said it right now. So, Bobby Greene, who you got?
Yeah, man, I got Bobby Greene here. I think he's one of the best parlay pieces of the card. I don't have him here. I kind of, I just ended up with the Jacoby with Yanez, and then I'll talk about, the next fight. I have a play on that too. But yeah, I mean, I'm not against parlaying Bobby Greene here at all. I don't know. I guess I was just kind of worried earlier in the week just because, I just have this feeling in my gut that Moises might get a takedown, and I feel like, he has really strong top pressure, and I don't know. I guess I wouldn't be ridiculously shocked if he was just able to sit on top of Bobby Greene for 2 rounds, but I don't think that's going to happen, man. I mean, you go as recently as his last fight against Alan Patrick. We know what Alan Patrick does. He brings that heavy wrestling pressure. He's trying to take you down, do his thing down there, and that's what Moises is going to have to do here. And if you look at that fight, Bobby Greene did an excellent job defending the takedowns and even got some top control of his own. I mean, Bobby Greene is just, he's looking very good right now. You can tell his confidence is high. He's definitely working hard in the gym. And it's crazy. I mean, there was a little while there where he was pretty inactive. I know he might have taken an injury or two, pulled out of some fights, but great streak right now. The unanimous decision win over Guida, unanimous decision against Lando Venata, where he avenged that draw. That first fight where Lando actually hurt Bobby Greene really bad, almost finished him, and then it ended up being a draw. And this most recent one was all Bobby Greene, bro. He beat the shit out of Lando Venata, and then the Patrick fight dominated him. I think he probably dominates Moises here. I mean, but if this fight stays on the feet for a while, bro, I don't hate that first round knockout pick from Dustin at all, because if this fight stays on the feet for a while, that's a huge advantage for Bobby Greene. Moises, he doesn't like to be hit at all. His striking is not good. Watch that Michael Johnson fight. If you haven't seen it yet, it was literally just Michael Johnson all day long in round 1. I want to say the strike count was 32-1 in favor of Michael Johnson, and then Michael Johnson did what Michael Johnson does. I don't think Bobby Greene's going to pull a stunt like that. He's going to dominate Moises, man. I think he's a good DraftKings play too.
Yeah, let me take that back. I don't know if he finishes Beneil in the first round. I mean, that's a tough fight. I don't even know if I got there as if they fought, but they're both good fighters. But yeah, Bobby Greene is definitely a good fighter, and I think he gets the job done here. Next fight, we got Kevin Holland versus the newcomer Charles Ontiveros. I'll keep this short and sweet. I mean, Holland versus Murdoch would have been a way different fight. He's fighting a guy that's been knocked out 6 times. I think Holland can take this guy down pretty easily and tap him out. But I think Holland can knock him out too. So this is all day Holland. That's it. Who you got?
Why are you trying? Go ahead.
Real quick, my bad. I feel like everyone's going to be playing Holland on DraftKings too. So I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, of course. Why are they trying so hard to get this guy in the UFC? He was supposed to fight Marcus Perez back in July, and then it kind of fell through on fight day, and now he's getting this chance here against Holland. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I guess he's there. This guy must be a local, because he keeps getting the really short call. This time it looks like he's actually going to fight. And he's got a tough fight against Kevin Holland here, man. Ontiveros, I mean, Justin mentioned it. He's been knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 KO TKO losses by this guy. Not a good look. I watched a couple of his fights. Not only does Kevin Holland have a big chance of knocking this guy out, Kevin Holland has a massive BJJ advantage here. Kevin Holland, by whatever the fuck he wants, he deserves this minus 800 line. I would say it could even be a little bit steeper. This is going to be Kevin Holland all day. It's no secret for DraftKings either. He's 8,200 because he was supposed to fight Mahmed, and now he's a minus 800 that's sitting at 8,200. So you're probably going to be looking about 75 to 80% ownership on Kevin Holland. So if you are out there and you have any sort of confidence on Ontiveros whatsoever, or you have any confidence whatsoever that Kevin Holland's going to score low, fade Kevin Holland on DraftKings because that'll give you like the most gigantic edge ever. However, Kevin Holland's probably going to finish this guy.
Next fight, man. Speaking of finishes, we got Maurice Greene versus Greg Hardy. Who you got?
Yeah, man, this is my last play of the night. This is the one I was just alluding to. I almost parlayed Greg Hardy, but I decided to go a different route, man. I really like this KO/TKO prop on him. -125, 3 units. I think Greg Hardy comes out and, knocks out Maurice Greene. I know if you watch Greg Hardy fight, he's not super aggressive. He doesn't really look for the knockout. I mean, that's how he was on Contender Series, that's for sure. Like back when he was 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, he was coming out big time, rushing these guys, smoking them. He's definitely evolved a little bit more into a point striker at this point, which it works for him. But I think even if he fights with that style against Maurice Greene here, like I just think the knockout will just come naturally anyway, man. Maurice Greene, let's be honest, he's taking a lot of damage. He's a little shinny. The Sergey Pavlovich fight was, I mean, he got absolutely crushed bad, and I kind of think that's what we could see here. And then the Olenek fight was a complete shit show. And then the holy shit, dude, the Gian Vellante fight, probably the luckiest, I'll say top 3 luckiest bets I ever cashed. I had Maurice Greene inside the distance. It was looking good in the first round. Then he slows down. Then he slows down even more. And then in the third round, Gian Vellante cracks him hard, drops him, looks like he's going to get a ground and pound finish. And then fucking Maurice Greene pulls off the sub from bottom. I couldn't believe I cashed that bet. I was literally in shock. But, I mean, the fact that you're out here getting dropped by fat Gian Vellante, Maurice Greene is so, actually, I don't want to disrespect the guy, but he's definitely looking a little, I can't think of the word I want to use, but it's just not good, man. It's very, very sloppy. We're talking heavyweight. Greg Hardy is one of the hardest hitters in the division. I believe the knockout will come regardless of whatever kind of approach he wants to take here. As far as Maurice Greene's way to win, like, I really don't see him winning on the feet here. Like, he's got good leg kicks, I guess, but, like, I don't see why Greg Hardy would have a problem. Like, Greg Hardy went a hard 15 minutes with Volkov. He had a good performance against Yorgan De Castro. Like, I think Maurice Greene needs to shoot here because if he has any kind of advantage, it's probably a BJJ advantage, but I don't see him being able to take down Greg Hardy. I think this is just going to be Greg Hardy all day on the feet, and then he will find the knockout.
Yeah, I got Greg Hardy here. He's improved a lot, man. I'm kind of bummed that I bet against him last fight against De Castro, but I mean, I saw him evolving, man. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's going to be a top 5 dude. I don't think Croquet Boss, has what it takes to beat him. But I mean, would it shock me? No, but I think Greg Hardy's just better everywhere. I mean, I feel like maybe Croquet Boss has better jiu-jitsu, but that's about it. Greg Hardy, I think, is going to put a beating on him, man. And I think Greg Hardy finishes him. Greg Hardy KO. Next fight, we got Andre Fili versus Bryce Mitchell. This is the people's main event. This is my second play of the night. I got 3 units on Fili at +135. This is a good matchup. This is a big step up, man, for Bryce Mitchell. I mean, now he's fighting, a top 15 guy in Andre Fili. Fili's been improving a lot. I mean, let's be honest, he's 6-1 in his last 7. He did not lose to Michael Johnson. This Sodiq fight was really close too. I mean, he looked really good. Just they're striking on the feet, man, for 3 rounds. I know Sodiq, held him down for a couple minutes, but I mean, Sodiq is really, really strong. This is a great matchup, man. The last time we've seen Fili, get taken down was against Bermudez. He's a really good grappler. Doug Nasty's a great grappler. He is a specialist. I feel like on the feet is a complete mismatch. I think Fili is going to go out there and simply outclass him. I think Fili has a great jab, a great right hand. I'm really curious to see how Fili comes out. I liked how he looked against Shaman. I mean, he was fought really long, and I mean, that jab was piecing him up all night. If he was a good striker, man, if he was a good fighter, if Fili has a good ground game too, and he has good grappling, I actually think Fili could take down Doug Nasty. A lot of people aren't talking about that. I would not be surprised, but then again, I don't really want him to go out there and take down Doug Nasty because Doug Nasty is a legit black belt on the mat, and he has a good ground game. But we're seeing guys like Bobby Moffett go out there and take him down. Yeah, Bobby Moffitt's a good grappler, but I mean, Doug Nasty's not fighting Bobby Moffett. He's not fighting Tyler Diamond anymore. He's not fighting Brad Catone. He's not fighting Charles Rosa. I mean, Rosa's not a good fighter, man. To be honest, it's tough, but he's not good. I mean, he's fighting Andre Fili, and this is a complete mismatch on the feet. Fili is the better striker. He is way better on the feet. Right? Bryce Mitchell's tough. The strike is improving, but I mean, Fili has it all on the feet. Great jab, like I mentioned. Great right hand. Good right head kick. He's smooth. I actually think Fili has a better cardio too. I know that Thug Nasty's cardio looked good last fight, but let's be honest. Before that, we've seen him slow down before. We saw him slow down against Katona. We saw him slow down against Diamond. We saw him slow down against Moffitt. I feel like that for Mitchell to win this fight, he's gonna go out there and take him down and get him out there on the mat and hold him down for three rounds. And I don't know if he can go out there and hold down Fili for 3 rounds. I really don't, man. I know we've seen Fili get tapped out a couple times in the past, but a long time ago against a legit guy on the mat and Pepe and also Max Holloway. So I mean, this is a huge step up, dude, for Thug Nasty. So that's why I got to go with Fili. I think Fili's going to give him the vet lesson. And I know Fili's a little chinny and all that stuff, but that doesn't really matter here, man. Thug Nasty's not going to go out there and hurt him on the feet. I just think this is a big step up, and I think that Fili has a big advantage here on the feet, and I think that Thug Nasty really needs to go out there, man, and hold him down for 3 rounds or get him out of there, because if he doesn't, and if Fili stuffs, it's going to be a bad beating on the feet. I got Andre Fili, and I think he's going to finish Thug Nasty in the 2nd round by TKO. But like I mentioned earlier, I really think that Fili could actually take down Thug Nasty as well.
And for me, this is probably the toughest fight on the card to call. I mean, you mentioned it, man. This is a big step up for Bryce Mitchell. I mean, this isn't Charles Rosa anymore. This isn't Matt Sales, Bobby Moffitt, Tyler Diamond. This is Andre Fili, man. And not only is it Andre Fili, I think when you actually dig into it, Andre Fili is arguably in the best form of his career right now. I think he is in his prime. I mean, you look at the streak he's on, he absolutely dominated Miles Jury. The Shaman Maurice fight was super impressive, man. Like, he destroyed Shaman Maurice to a point where, even Sodiq Yusuff wasn't able to finish Shaman Maurice. Andre Fili ran through him with ease. And then the Charles Jourdain fight, it was a good performance from Fili, like, skill-wise. Like, he definitely won. I thought it was a clear win for him, but, like, I thought it was kind of bad on the fight IQ just because I thought he should have wrestled more, but, like, that won't be a problem here because this is a fight where he shouldn't wrestle. This is a fight where he needs to use his wrestling in reverse, keep it on the feet. Yeah, man, if you look at it, Andre Fili's been fighting very well. He is a top 20 guy, and it's a big step up for Bryce Mitchell. It's just a question, is he ready to, rise to the occasion against this, longtime top 20 guy? I don't know, man. We haven't really seen much proof of his striking being at like a UFC level, let alone like a top 20 level. We know it's all about the wrestling and grappling for him, and I don't know. It's just tough to say because we haven't seen Andre Fili really fight these wrestle grapplers in a very, very long time. The last time Andre Fili fought a good jiu-jitsu guy was probably fucking Pepe back in 2015, man. He subbed him. I will say the last time he fought a guy who was trying to take him down, with like really go hard for the takedowns, Dennis Bermudez 2 years ago, Andre Fili was able to stuff 10 of 11 takedowns, which that's pretty good, man. Dennis Bermudez, you can say what you want, he's retired now, but Dennis Bermudez was a pretty damn good wrestler. So stuffing 10 out of 11 there, that was 2 years ago. His takedown defense is probably even better now. And let's be honest, if he's able to stuff the takedowns from Bryce Mitchell, there's a huge chance he's going to outstrike him. I think, Fili's a proven striker, man. He's arguably one of the better boxers in the division. So I'm actually going to go with the upset here. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Andre Fili. I won't be surprised at all if Bryce Mitchell does happen to rise to the occasion, but I'm going to go with the more proven, better striker here in Andre Fili, a guy who I feel is closer to his prime in Andre Fili. I think Bryce Mitchell might have a little bit longer to go. This might be first L time. I know he took a loss on Ultimate Fighter, but that's not a real L. That's an exhibition. I think this is going to be Bryce Mitchell's first real loss, and then I think he's going to bounce back. So going to go with the dog, Andre Fili. I'm not going to bet it, though.
feel like the wrestling defense and the wrestling in general is going to surprising people from Fili. I mean, the guy trains the alpha male. He's been training there his whole life. I mean, he's training with really good wrestlers every day. I mean, the guy's, main training partner with Josh Emmett. I mean, Josh Emmett's probably one of the strongest dudes and a good wrestler. I mean, I guarantee you, man, that's all that training with all those wrestlers is good for Fili. So I'm telling you, man, I really think Fili can take him down. People are sleeping on Fili, man.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do that. You don't want to be on the mat with Bryce Mitchell.
No, he doesn't. But I mean, I definitely think he can do it if he wants to, especially if
that would not be smart.
No, especially if Doug Nasty slows down and stuff. But I think he just keep you on the feet, and I'll strike him. He's a better striker. Next fight, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Uriah Hall versus Anderson Silva. I see a lot of people taking the shot on Silva. He's alive for sure. I'm not gonna say he's not, but I can't do it, bro. I got Uriah Hall. I got him my first round KO. I just think that the damage. I think Silva's just he's retiring. He's washed up. He's like what? What's his record? His last 7 fights, 1-6. I can't do it, man. Cannonier really battered him with the leg kicks. I can't pick a guy that's just washed up. I think as much as I don't like Uriah Hall, I know that he's also like 3-4 in his last 7. He's on a 2-fight winning streak. He has made some improvements since going to Force MMA. I think Force MMA is probably the best camp for him. And he has a great jab. He is a good striker, man. Uriah Hall has all the tools. He's just mental. I just think that he's gonna hurt Silva and get him out of there early. So I got Hall. What do you got?
Yeah, man, I got Hall too, but I won't be. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and bet Uriah Hall in the -200s. It's hard to do that on a guy that doesn't really. I mean, yeah, he clearly wins fights with the knockouts, but do you want to bet -200s on a guy that's really kind of known for comebacks? I mean, not really. Even against 45-year-old Anderson Silva. Let's talk about that. Anderson Silva, yeah, he's 45 years old, but he was fighting Israel fucking Adesanya as recently as 1 year ago, and he actually didn't look that bad in that fight, man. It was just the most recent one that was a bad look against Jared Cannonier, where once again his durability, his legs kind of just fell apart on him, and oh man, it really almost brings a tear to my eye. But that's kind of what I almost see happening here is Uriah Hall really just ripping up those legs and putting a lot of damage on Silva. Maybe he finishes him with those leg kicks. Maybe he just hurts him to the point where the knockout is going to open up and he does land one of those spectacular, flying knees or spinning kicks on Anderson. I mean, could you imagine if Uriah Hall gets a highlight reel knockout over Anderson Silva? It's gonna be crazy, man. Or even the opposite. Imagine if Anderson Silva gets a highlight reel on Uriah Hall. I hope it goes down that way. I don't want to see a 25-minute snoozer here, that's for sure. But if it does happen to go that way, if Uriah Hall is kind of, I don't want to say starstruck, but if he comes in here and gives Anderson Silva a little too much respect, and this fight happens to be a slow-paced 25-minute fight, dude, don't be surprised if those judges are in favor of the Hall of Famer Anderson Silva and they're giving him those rounds. So, I actually think Anderson Silva is kind of alive here to win by decision, knockout, or sub, man. So all three of those outcomes, it's just he's 45, man. He's 45 years old. He's out here getting finished, by injuring his legs multiple times. It's just not a good look. It's just a complete pass fight altogether, in my opinion. Just sit back, watch this legend fight one more time, and we'll see what happens. But Uriah Hall's my pick. Uriah Hall's my pick.
Yeah, man. So let's do a recap on our plays. Natividad, 3 units plus 145. Fili, 3 units plus 135. And then I might play Gritz. Just stay tuned. You want to do your recap real quick?
Yeah, I got a 4-unit parlay on Dustin Jacoby with Adrian Yanez at -119. I have 3 units on Greg Hardy by KO/TKO at -125. And then I have 2 units on the Jason Witt Cole Williams fight to not go to decision.
All right, guys. There you guys have it, man. We'll be back next week. We got a good card next week, I think. Who's in next week? Oh, yeah, the Glover versus Thiago Santos. And, please like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what you guys like. And you got anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, man, I'm going to Tora MMA tonight in Orlando. It's a Brazilian promotion. They're putting on a show in Orlando. There's some let me pull up the card here real quick. There's some all right fighters. Like I'm about to see Darren Cruikshank fight. William Macario used to be in the UFC. Johnny Bravo Wilson used to be in the UFC. He's fighting Hitchardson Mahea, who used to be in the UFC. So there's a lot of former UFC guys on this card. It should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to. I'm actually about to head there as soon as we get off here.
Yeah, the dude that's supposed to fight Jamal Hill, man. I'm sorry, the dude that's supposed to fight not Jamal Hill. The dude that's supposed to fight Bigfoot is like Jamal Hill's main training partner, dude. So I mean, I'm really curious to see how that guy looks. Is that guy's a KO artist?
Bigfoot was supposed to fight Brett Martin. Unfortunately, Bigfoot had to pull out. His medical card expired. I'm going to be honest, that promotion's a mess. Marcelo Golm, who was in the UFC like as recently as even a year ago, he's on the card too. So it's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, I'll let you go, man, so you can go have fun for that. And yeah, later, guys. Take it easy and have a good weekend. And I hope everyone catches, besides if they're going against me or Kelvin.